Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This will be another Raid Shadow Legends video. But today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to look at 5 legendary champions that I was really excited when I pulled them. I fully kitted them out. I gave them everything I had in my account. I threw books at them, and then they've been a massive disappointment. Massive disappointment. This has been over time. I'm not saying this is all recent. This has been over time, but I'm going to talk you through 5 of mine, what I thought I was going to use them for, and just the reality of what happened. So let's start then with Avoid legendary hero Baron. Baron was top tier in this game for a period of time. Baron should be one of the most exciting legendary champions you'll ever pull. He's got an insane base attack. His kit on paper looks super fun. He's got this A1 which attacks all enemies. Any surplus damage is a bit like a Draco. Any surplus damage to the target gets spread across all the other remaining enemies. He's got this A2 which decreases defense but also just hits hard. And then he's got this A3 which attacks one enemy. And damage increases according to the number of buffs on this champion. Now, all of those moves should be cool. You get yourself a Void Legendary and you're like, wow, what do I do with this guy? He's also got this unlockable ability, which pretty much is the hardest hitting AoE in the game. I think, bar none. I think it's the hardest hitting. But you have to unlock it with one of these other skills, like 10% chance here, 20% chance here, 40% chance here. Now, the reality is, in an arena fight... let's just pick on this one. The reality is, if I was to use a composition here, which was maybe even if I use like a stall composition, so some composition that just gave me kind of shields and support for a while. Let me think. Warlord would do that. Maybe this big fat guy here would do that, and Baron. So this would be the sort of composition you'd have to use to try and activate that Sky Piercer, the big hits. So, you know, I throw my shields up. It just takes too long, basically. I get my speed going, so I get plenty of attacks going in. Yeah, so we've got already gone through quite a bit of that shield. I try and provoke everybody. Only managed to get one of them. Just get an A1 in somewhere. We're going to have to use his A3 first if we get a turn here. Come on, guys, give me a turn. Decrease some of their turn meter. Right, so I'm going to use that A3. It's got a 40% chance of unlocking that big ability. It's my biggest chance out of anyone I've got. Use that here. I've actually unlocked it first try. That is unusual. Right, okay, so let's try and reduce their cooldowns. We're going to try and get it off so I can show you what it does actually. Decrease their attack for anything coming in on me. I've got him slow. That's true. I've got him slow because I want him to hit hard. Get our shields back up again. So you see, for an arena champion, that's what he is. He's an arena champion. We are taking a ton of time to try and get it, but eventually we get it. Then it comes in, and then see you later, everybody in the game. But that was super fortunate. I got it in my first turn. Normally, it can take minutes to get it off, and in the arena with the current meta, minutes means you lose the game. So really disappointing. Void Legendary. I wish they'd buff him up again because I want him to be fun. I didn't invest too many books in him, but I invested a few books in him. I definitely ascended him and stuff. So yeah, super disappointment. Second one then is actually one I just showed you. Is this Fusion Skull-Lord Vargal. I was hoping he was going to be an absolute beast for the arena. He's got lovely base stats across the board on everything, but he just hits so soft. He hits so damn soft. You know, I booked him up, trying to test him out to show you guys when he was fused. He's got an AoE decrease attack, which is a nice move, 100% chance to land it if you get the accuracy check. This doesn't really mean anything. He's got single target provoke. If this move changed to AoE provoke and full team strengthen, this guy's viable. Even with his weak noodle hits, he's viable. But as it is, he is just an absolute waste of time in anybody's team. One of the biggest disappointments in terms of fusions that I've seen. even more so than the new one that's on right now. Absolute waste of resources, this guy, and one of the worst in the game. So let's go into my third one then. My third one is Aural. Aural has got a similar kit to Xavier, but she's nowhere near as good. Nowhere near as good. She has got this ability to put out poisons here on her A2, which is nice. She's got an HP burn on her A1, which can't be resisted, kind of nice. And she's got combust on her A3, which is cool. So all of those things work, but for some reason, the AI sees decrease attack, sees decrease defense, sees weaken as a poison. So unless you tune up your team in a particular way, she does this first. She does this before there's even any poisons on the enemy. If you're on the dragon, she'll do this as her first move. As soon as somebody's run out and put a decreased attack on or something, she's just programmed wrong, which makes her really annoying to use. So I built her. I've used her for one bit of content in the game, which was me taking on Stew for spiders, and even then I had to do a whole load of weird setup to make it work, but just not well made. Not well made. And her hits, so Xavier can hit hard, yeah? She can't hit hard. Her base hits are bad. So she hasn't even got that sort of backup that she's going to do some damage anyway. So for me, my third legendary that I put a lot of books into, and she doesn't get used. So she's a weak one. Let's do another one then. So for me, I know a couple of people tell me, Luden's a great champion. For me, he's not a great champion. Even after he got buffed, you have to have absolutely bonkers gear on this guy to make him do anything. I've seen him in high-end clan boss runs. I've seen him in high-end dungeon builds doing big heals with big crits, but they've got insane savage, like their best sets on this guy to make him do that. And to be fair, anybody in the game, if you put your absolute best gear on them, they're going to do something. But for somebody that's got a heal on his A1, ally protection, increased defense on his A2, and a block cooldown skills on his A3, all of those abilities are good. It's just weak. Generally weak across the board. Its hits are super soft. It doesn't even feel like he's really healing your team much, or shielding your team. Just feels like he was somebody that I've built. I do use him in my faction war team for Bannerlords. That's it. That's the only use I can find for this guy in the game. Increased defense and ally protection. Starts on a 5-turn cooldown. I could book it to 4. It should be a 3-turn cooldown. If that's 3-turn cooldown, all of a sudden it becomes kind of viable. But for me, just absolute waste of resources. Other than faction wars, I can't see use for this guy. Even his aura's only faction crips. Like, come on, give him a buff. Make him more viable for the game. At the moment, he goes in my top 5. Waste of time to build him up champs. So my last one that I'm going to talk about today then is another Void champion. A lot of people ask me, when are you going to do your guide on Blind Seer? I don't know. Because she's a disappointment, guys. She did help me get through Faction Crypts 21. That's a kind of props to her, I guess. Otherwise, her abilities are too weak. Yeah, again, they sound good on paper. I did invest a couple of books into her, but when I realised how poor she was doing, I thought, well, do I want to keep throwing more books at someone that really isn't going to get into any of my teams? So what does she have then? She's got an A1, which hits 3 times at random. I hate this. I hate at random. Let me tell you, it's my legendary Void champion. I want to tell you where I want to put these hits. Don't make me do it at random. I don't want to be waking up sleeping people at random. I don't want to be waking up spiderlings that we've managed to sort of freeze down. This is annoying. I want to focus all of my turn meter hits in one place. Then she's viable. Each hit, 30% chance. You can get it to 40 of decreasing turn meter by 15%. I mean, the lure does it by what? What's the lure's base as an epic? Where are you, Allure? I can't find you. I think it's think it's 30% as a base. She might be in my vault. Oh no, there she is. 25% as a base. Yeah. We've got a Void Legendary that does it as a 15% as a base. Come on. We get the shields and block debuffs. I love the block debuffs part of this. Base is shield. It doesn't. The shield is proportional to this champion's max HP. Yeah, that's same as the shield you get on a warlord. Same as someone else that does the same thing. Can't think who now. But I tell you what, this shield is nowhere near the warlord shield. No, not even close. Not even close. Warlord's A2 block debuffs as well, and it heals as well. It's just like a poor man's version of the warlord shield. The shield is barely anything. Block debuffs, there's no healing going on. It's on a 5-turn cooldown, books to 4. Warlords is on a 4-turn, books down to 3. Everything about the Warlords version is just an upgrade. So, you know, they're both Void Legendaries, guys. Give her a bit of love here. And then the last ability, Hooray Free, is kind of cool. Revives all dead allies to 35% HP. Nice, like that. Puts block damage buff on all allies except this champion for return. Kind of like that as well. This is the silly part though. This champion will receive damage equal to 25% of their max HP. This will happen even if it kills this champion. It normally does. It normally does. Take that part of it away. What? I don't get it. Take that part away or make it 5%. I don't know. It just... 7-turn cooldown. It's already a long cooldown on this, so it's not like a Duchess. Get it back in a few turns. It's not like a Seer. Oh, every other turn I'm going to revive someone, or a Raglan. I'm going to revive someone every 5 minutes. I just don't get this part of it. It just makes her unviable. So she does have a nice defense aura for dungeons. That's cool. But for me, she just needs more work. She doesn't get any time for me other than my faction Crip team. So that's my worst 5 that I've put effort into, put time into. 2 of them being Void, really annoying. That just don't cut it for my team and they need a buff. Guys, tell me your top 5 in comments below. Love to hear it. I'll catch you in a video soon.